So, the Extra Life livestream has officially concluded, with Studio Wildcard raising a total of $118,358 for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And although the devs did mention that there wasn't really going to be a lot of news to cover, this ended up being a pretty action-packed livestream, I gotta say. The first bit of news that we got, of course, was all about the upcoming events. With Turkey Trial launching this Friday, the devs did mention again that this is not a full-blown event. If anything, this is really testing out the waters and the capabilities of the system to getting themselves ready for the big one, which is, of course, Winter Wonderland. That being said, murder turkeys were talked about on the live stream, so very good chance that we are getting murder turkeys this year in the Turkey Trial event. Along with that, it looks like we're getting a couple of skins, along with some dino colors coming to the game, but unfortunately no mention of the Dodo Rex. So I'm going to go out on a limb. Very good chance we are not seeing the Dodo Rex this year for the Turkey Trial event. That being said, we did get some news about the Winter Wonderland event, and we do have a Krampus skin to take a look at, and I gotta say, this thing looks really creepy. It looks really nice, don't get me wrong, it's just... it's a little creepy to look at, but at the same time, it did seem like the devs were hinting about some bigger things coming to the Winter Wonderland event, things that they'd never done before, so I'm really excited to see what those things exactly are. Now, the most controversial and honestly the most action-packed portion of the entire livestream came when co-founders Jeremy and Jesse came on to talk about the future of ASA. Now, the first bit of news, of course, is a bit of a stinger because we found out that Scorched Earth has been delayed till March of 2024. It should come as no surprise that this was going to be delayed. ARK Survival Ascended, the island was delayed by so much. This was bound to happen. It was inevitable. I'm totally okay with them taking their time and really putting everything into this map. Now, they did mention that they're going to be adding some caves. I assume they're going to be adding a lot more to this map too, but I'm okay with it coming out, honestly, in March of 2024. Now, after giving us the bad news, they did go into a lot of detail on the Faso, which is the community-voted dino for Scorched Earth, and I gotta say, when this creature was first voted in, I wasn't really too much of a fan of it, but now, after seeing an image of it, hearing the abilities of this thing, oh my god, I am so excited for this creature. First of all, it looks absolutely sick. I think the design of it looks absolutely amazing. On top of that, even hearing that it's going to be able to like swim through the sand and it's going to be this like sand shark-esque kind of idea. Oh my god, I am loving this creature. I think it's going to be absolutely sick. I'm really excited to get over to Scorched Earth and check this creature out. But that being said, I do want to talk about a couple of other things in this picture too, and we're going to start in the top left-hand corner. Now, yes, it is blurry, it is deep into the background, but as we can see, there is a fire wyvern in the background, and honestly, I think the wyverns are going to be sick, period, but look at the flame, and again, I know it's a little tough to see because it is blurry, it's in the background, but we've seen the campfires on ASA, we've seen the refining forges, we've seen how the flame works. I can only imagine how amazing it's going to look when it's being shot out of a friggin' wyvern. Oh my god, I am so excited to check that out. And I know it's nothing too significant, but for me, with these kind of updates that they do to the game, it's always the little things for me. Seeing the fire the way that it looks there, oh my god, I think it's going to look absolutely amazing. Another thing I want to mention too is the other Faso in the background, which, if you kind of look at that a little bit closely, doesn't it look like it has a saddle on the back of it? It kind of looks similar to, again, it is a blurry image, so it's a little tough to see. It looks like it's kind of a cross saddle between the Andrewsarchus over on Fjordur and the Magmasaur over on Genesis 1. It kind of looks like this metallic enclosure kind of thing, which I guess would make sense if it's going to be able to swim through the sand. It's obviously got to be able to encapsulate and be able to prevent the person from getting hurt from the sand, I guess. But I'm really excited to see what this saddle is going to be all about. I don't think there's going to be a turret or anything on it like the Andrewsarchus, but I still think it's going to be a pretty cool saddle nevertheless. Now, after the Faso, they did go into these adventure packs, and I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm still a little confused on what's going on with this, and I don't know if I fully understand it, and I think a lot of you out there are kind of in the same boat as me. I'm really hoping the devs come out and fully explain this, just so we can kind of all get together and figure out what the heck is this all about. But honestly, it looks like to me that every single DLC map is going to have what they call an adventure pack, which is specifically an add-on that you can purchase to enhance the experience of that map. It looks like for the Scorched Earth one, it's going to be called the Frontier Adventure Pack, which is going to give us access to some skins, which in this case, we see a cowboy and a cowgirl outfit and accessories. Now, they did mention that the outfits are going to be unisex, so your character can wear whichever outfit you prefer, but along with this adventure pack, you're also going to get added lore to the game, and I like this. I know there's going to be a lot of people not a fan that it's behind a paywall, though, and I can fully understand that, but let's be honest, they've even addressed it. We all knew this. Scorched Earth was rushed. It does feel a little separated from the rest of the maps. Lore-wise, it just feels a little off. And I think with added lore to the game, it's going to bring it a little bit closer, a little more intertwined, if you will. But I know there's going to be people not thrilled that it's behind a paywall, and I can 100% fully understand that. And the crazy part is, that's not even the most controversial part out of all this. No, we have to go over two more things. Not one, two more things that are a little crazy with this. So let's talk about the next thing. If you buy this Frontier Adventure Pack, you will have access to a brand new dino that has not been announced yet for Scorched Earth. Now, God, I like this. I know there's people, again, not going to be happy it's behind a paywall, but how are you going to monitor this? I feel like this has opened up a whole can of worms that I don't know if they've fully understood. I'm thinking about it this way. You have two people, right? Let's just say me and you. Me, the person making this video. You watching this video. I buy the package, you don't. We're on a server together. You want that dino. I could trade you that dino. Like, how are they going to be able to monitor this? Are they going to put on a special, like, security code onto it? Or are we going to have to separate servers in order for people that buy the adventure packs, for people that don't? And then what happens with each DLC we're doing this? Which means, what if I buy the Scorched Earth one, but not the Aberration one? Or I buy the Aberration one, but not the Scorched Earth one? Like, this opens up a lot more issues than needed to be addressed, let's be honest. And again, I'm only scratching the surface. There's probably a lot more situations that we can go over. Private servers, public servers, just trading in general. This just blows a huge hole in all that, in my opinion. I don't think the added dino was necessary, but it is what it is, guys. Now, the final perk for the Frontier Adventure Pack, and by far the most weird perk that I think I've ever heard of, and I don't know if I heard this completely wrong or not, but you guys can let me know in the comments. If you buy the Frontier Adventure Pack, it is obviously, you've seen so far, it's a Western theme, right? And the last thing you'll have access to is trains and train tracks. And I'm very confused by this. I really hope the devs come out and explain this, because don't get me wrong, I understand it's a desert theme, the whole nine, I get it. Does it fit in ARK Survival Ascended with dinos, though? Personally, I don't think it does. And here's what I will say. I do appreciate that the devs are taking a major risk with this, right? Because it's something that people are either going to love or hate. I don't know if it was a good idea doing it for the first DLC Frontier Adventure Pack thing that you're looking to sell, because keep in mind, guys, there's going to be one for Scorched Earth, there's going to be one for Aberration, there's going to be one for Extinction, there's going to be one for Genesis 1, there's going to be one for Genesis 2. If you've already pissed off enough people with Scorched Earth, you're never getting them to buy the rest of them. You know what I mean? So I like the risk. I don't think this was the time to do it. I think this first one should have been relatively calm, get an idea, get a feel of how the community likes it, and then get riskier with each DLC build you go. That's just my opinion. I think you lose a lot of sales potentially already with the fact that you've thrown something completely into the mix that, in my opinion, just doesn't fit ARK at all. But maybe there's a lot of you out there that are really excited about this. They did mention that this is going to be huge for role-playing, stuff like that. I get that, and I appreciate that. Why not just let us make a mod for it? Let's be honest. Now, just as things couldn't get any crazier, we have an official roadmap for every single map. They quickly went through this entire list. Luckily, everybody in the Twitch chat was able to piece all the pieces together. This is roughly what we're looking at. So Scorched Earth is coming out in March of 2024. The Center is coming out May 2024. Very interesting there, especially with the way that we voted for the dinos. Aberration is coming in July of 2024, Ragnarok in September of 2024, Extinction in October 2024, A surprise, and yes, a surprise, they did not mention what this is, something in November 2024, Valguero in December 2024, Genesis Part 1 in February 2025, Crystal Isles in April 2025, Genesis Part 2 in May 2025, Lost Island in August 2025, and Fjordur finally in October 2025. Here's the crazy part. After that, the next canon expansions come after that. We are looking at 2+ years of map creation for ASA. Now, on top of that, too, you guys might be wondering, well, what about SOTF? Yes, that was also announced a little bit later in the live stream. That will be coming December 20th, I believe they said, 2023. So it's coming out in the next few weeks. They did mention it was going to be more of a beta build, and they're going to constantly work on it in the background. Now, after rattling out all the dates, Jeremy did mention something that I think in hindsight he probably regrets saying period, because it's actually pretty ground shaking, and honestly, a lot of people caught on it, and it has spread like wildfire on YouTube. Now, unfortunately, I specifically don't have the clip, but I think if you head over to Jade's channel, or if you head over to Nublet's channel, I believe both of them have the clip specifically, but I'm going to do my best to paraphrase exactly what was said. Now, understandably, looking at all of these dates, we have March 2024, May 2024, July 2024, September 2024, October 2024, November, December, February, April, May, August, October. These are very tight deadlines. Now, of course, we can argue, yeah, there's going to be delays and stuff like that, but ultimately, these are pretty tight deadlines, and what he basically said was everybody at Wildcard is focused on ARK Survival Ascended, that is pretty much the main priority now. And guys, don't quote me on this specifically, you'd have to watch those channels' videos just to make sure I got this right. I thought he said along the lines of that they want to be able to support ASA for the next 10 years. Now, with all that being said, even if you take the ASA 10 years out of it, the fact that ASA is the main priority at this point begs the question, where the hell is ARK 2? Because if you guys remember, ARK 2 was supposed to come out this year, originally, then it got delayed till 2024, now we go an entire Extra Life event with no mention of ARK 2, and on top of that, if you look at this roadmap, after October 2025, we have the next canon expansions, which we're looking at that point into 2026. Is ARK 2 canceled? Like, I gotta be honest, I think at this time, the fact that we have no information about it, it has either been put way on the back burner or it is entirely canceled, period. But of course, until we get some info from the devs, until we get an update, everything honestly we're throwing out there is just pure speculation. Another big reveal that the co-founders put out there is cryopods are coming. They have heard us. Cryopods will be coming soon. I know we all love that word soon, but it does look like it's coming at some time in December. So guys, I know we have mod access to it, but I'm on the same page with you guys. I'm not going to do a mod specifically for cryos. If they were going to come to the game, that's probably when I would use them. And it looks like we're going to be getting them sometime, yep, you guys said it, soon. One more thing that the co-founders did mention is that the ARK animated series is coming sometime in 2024. It looks like early 2024, we are going to get an update on when it's releasing, what platform it's on, all that. So guys, for right now, we kind of just have to sit back and wait tight until we get that much needed info. Now, unfortunately, after getting all that information, that was pretty much it in the news and reveals department. And the unfortunate part about that is this was all within the first 6 hours of the live stream. And I'm going to be honest, once Jeremy and Jesse got off, things started to die down a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, they did show off some pretty cool stuff with SOTF gameplay. They also had GG Fizz come on, which he showed off his incredible castle build, honestly. This thing was absolutely amazing. And he showed some tips and tricks with building an ASA, but after that, that was pretty much it. We had the dino drawing like they do every year, but again, it hits that like lull, if you will. And guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing them saying that, oh, they're not doing a good job. A 24-hour live stream is incredibly hard to do. Don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, hell, the day before the Extra Life event, I did a 7.5 hour live stream. I was dead after it, completely gone, dead. They did 24 hours. Like, it is a lot, but at the same time, and we all talk about this every year, there's always a point where it hits where it's just a lull. There's not a lot going on. They're on their phones. They're kind of doing little side chats and everything because they're just exhausted, and it's understandable. But I think this is when you need the community to get involved the most. You have a ton of YouTube content creators out there. You have the Syntax, you have the Neebs Gamings, you have the Mr. Miolas, you have the Flinger Foos, you have the Royale with Cheeses. You have all these big names in your arsenal that why couldn't we get these guys involved for a couple of hours? Give them an hour segment each to just fill up that time. I think it keeps the entertainment value there. I think it draws a lot more people into it, especially people that are fans of all these channels, right? And I think it just drives the donations, honestly. Now, I don't know. I don't know if every content creator would agree to this, but I think you could get enough to fill a 6-7 hour gap. You know what I mean? We're all from all over the country. Somebody's got to be in a time zone at that point that seems to work for them. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like I talk about this every year. I think they just need to do something in that direction. And that doesn't mean to send us out to Seattle or wherever they're from. There's got to be a way that we can do this all remotely, right? I mean, it's got to be possible in this day and age. Again, not a big technological guy. I don't know if that's possible or anything, but you guys can let me know in the comments below. Logistically, could that even make sense? Is that even possible to be able to pull that kind of thing off? But guys, overall, I had an absolute blast making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am really excited for the ARK Survival Ascending content coming. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below. What do you guys think of the ASA roadmap? What do you guys think of potentially ARK 2 being canceled? Are you guys excited for the animated series? Let me know your comments below. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, take a second, make sure to smash that like button. On top of that, you guys are excited to see more ASA content on the channel. Take a second, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. But guys, that's going to wrap this one up. I will see you guys in the next one.